Good morning, class. So, today we are going to begin with the next chapter of history, that is chapter number 5, when people rebel in 1857 and after. In other words, the revolt of 1857, when the people of India they revolted against the harsh treatments of the Britishers. So, students, in the previous chapter, you looked at the policies. We studied about the various policies which were introduced by the East India Company and the effect that they had on the various people of our country. So, children, these kings, queens, peasants, landlords, soldiers, tribals, everybody in India was affected by these policies of East India Company. You have also seen that how people they used to resist these policies and actions that harm their interest or go against their sentiments. Last chapters mein which we studied, we saw that how harsh policies were made by the Britishers to torture the Indian people. So amongst all the people कोई भी category ऐसी नहीं थी which was not harassed by the British people. So, children, since the mid 18th century, the Nawabs and Rajas had seen their power erode. By the mid 18th century, जो Rajas की power थी, it was completely getting eroded. It was completely getting deleted. They had gradually lost their authority and honor. जो उनकी power थी, जो respect थी, everything was losing, and residents has been stationed in many courts. The freedom of the rulers were reduced, their armed forces were disbanded, and their revenues and territories were taken away by stages, by one or the other way, by one or the other reason. They were banning the armies of Indian rulers, they were banning the freedom of Indian rulers, and moreover, apart from that, they were also taking away their territories. So, students, many ruling families they try to negotiate with the company to protect their kingdoms, to protect their areas. For example, we have a big example of this was Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, who wanted the company to recognize her adopted son as the heir to the kingdom after the death of her husband. हमने previous chapters में Britishers की policies के बारे में पढ़ा था, जिसमें एक policy थी doctrine of lapse. What was that policy? If you people remember, the policy was that if any king died without a legal heir or a natural born heir to the throne, his or her empire, his or her kingdom would be directly lapsed to the Britishers. और इसी policy के under there was a situation of Jhansi where the Rani Lakshmi Bai they adopted a son. Nana Sahib was the adopted son of Rani Lakshmi Bai. Now when her husband died, she wanted Nana Sahib to be recognized as the legal heir of the throne, but according to the doctrine of lapse, the Britishers they did not allowed her to give the throne to the adopted son, and she fight hard against the Britishers to get that label to her son. So Nana Sahib, the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II, pleaded that he be given his father's pension when the latter died. However, the company, confident to its superiority and military power, turned down their pleas. They did not give approval to that very thing. Then another, Awadh was one of the last territories to be annexed. In 1801, a subsidiary alliance was imposed on Awadh. You all have studied about this subsidiary alliance system also, in which the rulers they have to pay for the maintenance of the British armies. They have to enter into the contract with them. So under this subsidiary alliance, Awadh was in another territory which was annexed, and in 1856 it was taken over. Governor General Dalhousie declared that the territory was being misgoverned and British rule was needed to ensure proper administration. और इसका reason क्या दिया था Dalhousie ने कि the people they are not able to govern the territory is being misgoverned, and there is a very high need for the British rule to ensure proper administration. Then the company even began to plan how to bring the Mughal dynasty to an end. The name of the Mughal king was removed from the coins which were minted by the company. In 1849, Governor General Dhanoji announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, the family of the king would be shifted to the Red Fort and given another place in Delhi to reside in. Now their next plan was to end the Mughal rule. तो इसलिए लॉर्ड डलहौजी ने पहले ही ये अनाउंसमेंट कर दी थी कि सून आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ बहादुर शाह जफर हिज फैमिली हैज टू लीव द रेड फोर्ट एंड गो एंड रिसाइड इन सम अदर place. And in 1856, Governor General Canning decided that Bahadur Shah Zafar would be the last Mughal king, and after his death, none of his descendants would be recognized as king. They would just be called the princes. उन्होंने पहले ही ये डिसाइड कर लिया कि nobody after Bahadur Shah Zafar, nobody is going to be the Mughal king. After his death, no descendant will be given the throne. Then apart from this was about the various kings. Apart from this children in the countrysides, the peasants and the zamindars were also affected by the British policies. The zamindars and peasants, they resented, they disapproved the high taxes and the rigid methods of revenue collection. You all have studied about the 3 revenue collection systems in the previous chapters. Many failed to pay back their loans to the moneylenders and gradually they lost their land they have tilted for generations. जो उनकी ancestral lands थी जिनको वो कितने टाइम से संभाल रहे हैं, now due to the lack of money, due to the lack of repayment of loans, they have to leave that land. And the Indian sepoys, the Indian soldiers in the employ of the company also had reasons for discontentment. They were also not happy with the Britishers. They were unhappy about their pay, their allowances, and their conditions of services. The services they were providing, they were not paid good for it. And some of the new roles, moreover, violated their religious sensibilities and belief. Did you know that in those days, many people in the country believed that if they crossed the sea, they would lose their religion or कास्ट. पुराने टाइम में द पीपल दे यूज टू थिंक कि अगर उन्होंने अपनी सी का बॉर्डर क्रॉस किया तो दे आर गोइंग टू लूज देयर रिलीजन एंड caste. So when in 1824 the soldiers they were told to go to Burma by the sea route to fight for the company, they refused to follow the order though they agreed to go by the land route. Now they did not, due to their belief कि अगर उन्होंने sea cross करा तो they will lose their religion and caste, they just refused to go to Burma to fight by the sea route. They agreed to go to it by the land route. So now they were severely punished, and since the issue did not die down, in 1856 the company passed a new law which stated that every person who took up employment in company's army had to agree to serve overseas if required. So now they were punished for their this disapproval. और after this in 1856 company ने ये contract बना दिया कि whosoever is willing to join the army, they have to agree to serve overseas. They have to go through the sea routes if whenever required. Now the soldiers, they also reacted to what was happening in the countryside. Many of them were peasants and had families living in the villages, so the anger of the peasants quickly spread among the sepoys. जो kings थे वो disapproved these British policies. Then these peasants were very resented from these British policies, and now the next one were the soldiers. They were also very angry with the Britishers. Then the Britishers, they believe that Indian society has to be reformed. जो Indian society है, many changes are required to be done in this. Laws were passed to stop the practice of sati and encourage the remarriage of widows. Now in Indian society, the widows, the one who lose her husband, she was not allowed to remarry again. So now this was the Britishers who imposed this rule. They imposed a rule that sati pratha should be banned and remarriage of widows should be encouraged. Secondly, English language education was actively promoted. So after 1830 children, the company they allowed Christian missionaries to function freely in its domain and even own land and property. In 1850, a new law was passed to make conversion to Christianity easier, and this law allowed an Indian who had to convert to Christianity to inherit the property of his ancestors. Many Indians begin to feel that the Britishers were destroying their religion, their social customs, and their traditional way of life. There were, of course, other Indians who wanted to change existing social practices. You will be studying about these reforms, these practices in the further chapters. Then, children, those struggles between rulers and the ruled are not unusual. Sometimes such struggles become quite widespread as a popular residence so that the power of state breaks down. A large number of people begin to believe that they have a common enemy and rise up against the enemy at the same time. Now the people they started believing कि उनका सिर्फ एक ही enemy है and they all should join up together and fight against him. And for such a situation to develop, people have to organize, communicate, take initiate and develop the confidence to turn the situation around. In such a situations, the people they have to organize themselves, they have to discuss with each other and they have to initiate, they have to start the things. And such a situation developed in the northern parts of India in 1857. The people, when they were completely frustrated with these situations of the Britishers, they combined all together and they start the protest against the Britishers. Now, after 100 years of conquest and administration, the East India Company they had to face a massive rebellion that started in May 1857 and threatened the company's very presence in India. अभी तक Britishers जो कर रहे थे, the peoples of India were accepting it, they were tolerating it. But in 1857, they rebelled, which was a great shock for the Britishers. The sepoys, the soldiers, they mutinied in several places, beginning from Meerut, and a large number of people from different sections of the society. They also started rebelling, and some regard it as the biggest armed resistance to colonialism in the 19th century anywhere in the world. So children, this is how the people of India they rebelled against the Britishers for the very first time in 1857. We'll be studying about further what happened, what were the consequences. 1857 में India के people ने rebel किया था, but still we got our independence in 1947. So what were the outcomes of these rebellion and what were the various drawbacks we'll be studying in the next session.